news. Today's news.
It's 2024 race. Joe Biden can always be counted on to do the patriotic thing. Spotlight turns to Vice President Harris. She is ready to do this job. Choosing a running mate.
Names have already started to surface.
Good morning. I'm Steve Cation with the CBS World News Roundup. A sudden turn in the race for the White House. President Biden's decision not to seek re-election comes after weeks of growing pressure from fellow Democrats and jolts the campaign just 106 days from the election. CBS's Ed O'Keefe begins our extensive team coverage.
President Biden wrote, "It's in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term." Just minutes later, the president used social media again to endorse Vice President Harris, urging Democrats to come together and beat Donald Trump. Within hours, most other party leaders, potential running mates, or those who might have been potential challengers, backed her bid. But some big names held back, including former President Barack Obama, former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer.
CBS's Nancy Cordes reports Vice President Harris has been lining up supports with the Democratic convention 4 weeks away.
Kamala Harris made history 4 years ago, becoming the first woman, the first black person, and the first Asian American to ascend to the vice presidency. The 59-year-old from California began her career as a prosecutor, winning statewide office in 2010 to become California's Attorney General, then winning a coveted Senate seat in 2016. Can you think of any laws that give government the power to make decisions about the male body? Her sharp questioning as a member of the Judiciary Committee drew national attention, and just 3 years into her first term, she made a bid for the Democratic presidential nomination. After she dropped out, she was tapped by Joe Biden to be his running mate. So while I may be the first woman in this office, I will not be the last. As Vice President, Harris has been tasked with leading efforts to address migration to the southern border, making her a target for Republican critique.
Appointing Kamala Harris to oversee the border is like appointing Bernie Madoff to oversee your retirement plan.
She has also been the administration's fiercest advocate when it comes to reproductive rights.
Donald Trump thinks the government is in a better position to tell women what's in their best interest.
If Harris succeeds in securing the nomination, CBS's Weijia Jiang reports she'll have to choose a running mate.
Names have already started to surface, including Democratic governors who could appeal to swing state voters. Roy Cooper of North Carolina.
North Carolina welcomes back Vice President Kamala Harris.
Pennsylvania's Josh Shapiro and Andy Beshear of Kentucky. Harris could also tap a member of the Biden cabinet. Senator Amy Klobuchar says there are several great options.
Now we're going to have a whole new game, an entirely new ticket. You want to have someone for this job that, one, she trusts. Number two, you want to have someone who knows how to govern, who can step into the job.
Also mentioned as possibles, Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and Arizona Senator Mark Kelly, the former astronaut. One potential challenger to Harris appears to be out of the way. West Virginia Senator Joe Manchin, the former Democrat who's now an independent. He tells CBS Mornings,
"I am not running for office. I could not believe that there was not going to be a primary process or a mini process. Other countries do it."
On social media, Donald Trump reacted to the Biden news with statements blasting the president as not fit to run or to serve. And ads already target Harris.
Kamala owns its failed record.
CBS's Robert Costa.
Former President Donald Trump spoke with me on the phone. He said that this does not change his view of the race, that he is still going to run a campaign against the Biden administration. When I asked him, "Are you willing and ready to debate Vice President Harris?" he said he is not at this moment because he is not sure yet whether she will ultimately emerge as the Democratic nominee.
There's been a flood of money coming in for the Democrats since the Biden decision. Act Blue, the top site processing Democratic donations, indicates more than $50 million was raised in the first 7 hours, the biggest fundraising day in the 2024 election cycle. It's 4 minutes after the hour.
Well, that's today's news. Today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that.